Hey, so chat, want to know something incredibly funny? Forgot to connect my phone to VTube Studio. I knew I forgot something before I started stream. Give me 1 second. I just realized. There we go. Me when I forget to connect my fucking... Oh, yeah, there we go. She stands, look at her go. Anyway, hi. Hi, chat. I didn't actually check if powerwash is oh my god, I am... Chat, I did not prepare. Oh, no, it isn't. Okay. No, I can fix this. I can fix... Chat, I can fix her. There we go. Cool, we're fine. Everything is okay. I can power wash. This is crazy. So the plan for today is I've had a really busy week. You know, I should probably just get started first before I start talking. Which one should we do? The bungalow, the shoe house, or the skate park? The skate park is like massive. And I kind of want to be able to finish the job that we pick during this one stream. I don't want to leave it half unfinished. So do we do the bungalow or do we do the shoe house? Because yeah, the detached house was $650. That one took like 3 hours. So do we do the bungalow or the shoe house? I kind of want to do the shoe house. That one's silly. Yeah, the shoe house is funky. So yeah, I kind of just wanted to do this because I've had a really busy week and the busy weeks aren't stopping. This week is equally busy. I have a lot of projects dropped on me that I'm very, very excited to do. I just had to turn one down as of literally 5 minutes ago. I had to turn one down because I just don't have the room. I literally said I have something to get up to in 5 minutes. I do not have the time to work on this right now. Ooh, you get like a... Interesting. You like... Oh shit, you can... Okay. Alright. That music is a little bit too loud. Is this... Do they have a filter on this? I think they do. I just decided to pick random Undertale Deltarune music, cause it's chill. So yeah, I've had a really busy week, and I'm continuing to be very busy. But I want to really stick to my 4 streams a week, like schedule. I really just want to consistently have 4 streams every week, and whether that's like whether one of those is a member stream or not, like that's a different story. Because last week, for example, I only had 3 streams for non-members. But I just want to keep the consistency, right? So sometimes I just gotta go for streams that don't take me as much energy to do. And power washing is one of them, because I just get to talk about random things. Now, that's also hard, because I actually need to come up with topics. I was literally asking Atlas and Zoe, a friend of mine, like, what fucking topics do I talk about on today's stream? Obviously, like, please, these streams are meant to be conversations, not just me talking. So, feel free to talk about literally anything. Share what you got up to last weekend. Share any fun plans that you might have for the next few days. Man, maybe we'll spark some fun conversations out of that. But yeah, what I've been working on is I've been figuring out what it's like to be an actual freelance musician the last couple of weeks. And it's been really, really interesting. 'Cause I've never really done work for someone else like that. Not creative work, at least. When I've done creative work, it's always been for myself. Hold up, I need to keep my Discord open on the side, just in case there's something going on. Yeah, like, I've only ever really done creative work for myself. Can I just loop this track, actually? This is fucking cozy. I just wanna have this on loop for, like... Yeah, can we just get a 10-hour loop of this? Does this have rain for the whole thing? Oh, that's fine. That's cozy. Yeah, sure. I forgot how much I love It's Raining Somewhere Else. I should cover this. Yet another list, or yet another project on the list of infinitely growing and demanding projects. 'Cause obviously. Yeah, but some of the like, I've done a variety of different things over the last couple of weeks, and I've learned so many new things as well. Like, back in December, I didn't know how to do vocal mixing. And I didn't even know how to, like, I didn't know how to mix. I didn't even know how to tune chime. I didn't know how to do any of that. And I've learned a lot of that over just the last, like, 2 months. My first ever proper vocal mixing and tune timing experience was for a VTuber with like 60k subscribers, Poco Raccoon, VTuber from Idol Corp. I don't fucking know how I do know how I ended up in that position, but it's because I'm in their creative division, but it's just like, that was my first experience doing something like that, and it was immediately for such like a... I don't know, I guess it's not really a high production value project, because it was just, you know, a VTuber sings a cover, someone comes and mixes it, someone makes a short animation or music video to go along with it, and that's it. It was like a 1-week endeavor. It wasn't a massive thing, but it's just for that to be my first experience with it was just... like, interesting in a good way, because, like, I didn't even know, like, what the standard of, like, how stuff like that goes normally. I was completely new to everything, and still, the fact that they even gave me a chance is a miracle, but, I mean, I'm happy they did, because I've been doing a lot more work for them. Like, recently I've done a lot of voice packs. For people who don't know what voice packs are, they are essentially just, they can be a whole variety of different things. Sometimes it's kind of like an audio book kind of thing, where it's more of a story-oriented, like around Christmas time. I did a couple of Christmas-focused voice packs, and it was kind of, a whole bunch of these VTubers recorded a couple minutes of audio of what it would be like to spend Christmas with them. For example, I don't actually know how much of this I'm allowed to talk about, because that was paid merch, so I'm gonna be a little careful here. But like, for one of them, it's like you go Christmas shopping together. For the other one, it's unwrapping presents together. It's a bit of a parasocial experience, but for a couple of them, it was also just a funny thing. But those need sound effects, they record with like no effects on their microphone so that the mixer can make it sound as clean as possible. So I had to like equalize it, apply some reverb in places where it was necessary, vocal compression, all the usual stuff that you would do to a microphone, but apply it as post-processing rather than in real time to make it a bit higher quality. And that's been a lot of fun. They're very short projects. I usually finish them in about like 3 hours. They don't take me super long. And now recently, someone has essentially dropped an EP worth of covers on me that she needs mixing for. And not just mixing, also tune timing. For the people that don't know what tune timing is, it's essentially if someone were to record them singing something in the studio, obviously not every recording is going to be flawless. Like, no singer... actually, that's not true. There are a couple people who can just sing fucking everything, but... yeah, that doesn't wash enough. All right. Like, the... stopping by for an hour, how are you all? I'm doing great. I am talking about my process of music production that I'm in the middle of at the moment. Well, not right now, because I'm streaming, but... so yeah, tune timing is essentially if someone has sung something and has recorded something, and maybe, like, the notes that they sung are ever so slightly off, or maybe they sung a syllable a little too early or a little too late. I use a software called Melodyne to correct that. And I didn't know how to use that until basically like 2-3 months ago. I was completely new to that. I feel like I've picked it up pretty well. I mean, I've already used it in a professional cover once, and now I'm having to use it like 5 separate times over the course of the next few weeks, because I have a whole bunch of covers to mix. And then for some of them, I also have to make the instrumental. So basically, I'm doing everything except for the actual singing. Like, I'm doing the instrumental, the background of the song. I'm doing the mixing. I'm doing the production. I'm doing the vocal correction, right? Basically everything outside of recording the vocals, and that's something I've never done before. I've always only done one of those things. And I'm kind of like slowly working on building my portfolio up with more things, so this will be incredibly helpful, and I'm really glad that those projects, like, I've been chosen to do all of them, which is wild, because there's people with infinitely more experience who would charge just as much, if not less, than I would for these things, because what a lot of VTuber companies do, and just a lot of entertainment companies in general, is they commission a lot of this work from Asian artists, very often from countries like Indonesia or India, because the cost of living in those countries is way lower. That was really satisfying. Yeah, the cost of living in those countries is way lower, so those people just don't charge as much for their services. And it's kind of a bit exploitative. I don't know how I feel about it. Because you are straight up just like... if you were asking a Western artist to do the same thing, you'd be paying them more, right? So... I don't know how I feel about it, but, like, obviously, I live in Europe. We are all in a massive cost of living crisis at the moment, or at least many of us are. Self-included, I need to move to a different country soon. Like, I have a lot of expenses that are completely out, like, just general living expenses, right? I need to ask for so much more in order for those expenses to actually be covered. How do I go to my shop again? What is the shop fucking window? Oh, here it is. I feel like, don't I have enough money to, like, buy something new? Oh, no, that's 2,000, never mind. I could buy new nozzles, but like, what's that gonna do? Yeah, no, not really a point in that. But God, what the fuck was I even talking about? Right. So I'm glad that I was picked to help on that because I need to. Do I have a ladder? Yes, I do. All right, I have a. That actually would be better. No, I do need the ladder. Hello? There we go. Much better. Yeah, because I just want to have a whole bunch of stuff on my portfolio, because I'll be honest, like, I've been really enjoying VTubing, obviously, but this specific career path is very volatile. Obviously, being a self-employed freelance musician is also very volatile. I'm not saying that it isn't. But it's a little bit less volatile than being just a creator that relies on YouTube ad revenue and membership revenue, and like your day-to-day content performing well. So like, I don't know how feasible this would be for me to do long-term. I'm hoping that I can do both, because like, what I've been doing right now, kind of that mix of creating live content, then creating video content, and then doing music work for other people, that mix of those three things has essentially prevented everything from getting stale. Like, none of those three things have gotten stale to me. Living expenses are huge nowadays, and there's kind of inertia in a few years before salaries could ever catch up. For now, we're fucked. Yeah, I converted from a full-time artist to a software developer just for that. Yeah, and a lot of creative people are doing that. Because creative work isn't paying the bills anymore, because people don't want to pay more for art. Which, kind of like, it is understandable that people don't want to, because, like, it's a little bit different than seeing, like, food prices increase at the shop. Like, for that, you don't have a choice. Art is a luxury good for most people, right? It's, oh, you want to get art commissioned, or you want to get a piece of music commissioned. Great, but, like, you don't have to do that. And people are significantly less willing to pay higher prices, even though those higher prices are currently the living wages for those artists, because the prices have gone up for them too, right? What the fuck? What the fuck, Martha? Okay, bitch. Alright, I got a stinky butt, apparently. Good to know? What the fuck? Martha, who hurt you? Anyway. Fuck. Life gets worse for everyone, so people also want to get more for less money, and artists from other countries can provide the same quality for way cheaper. Yeah, it's kind of what I was talking about earlier, right? Is that artists from like Eastern countries charge significantly less because their cost of living is significantly lower. Like, I've seen, and I mean, I've contributed to this, like, some of the art that I've commissioned for this channel to, like, use in either thumbnails or in like, schedule posts have been, like, very cheap commission art off of VGen. Like, typically between, like, the $20, $30 margin, right? But, like, I wish, like, if I had more money to give, I would 100% tip these artists a lot more, because their work is worth a lot more money than they are charging for it. But it's just, them charging so little for it is kind of how they get around. I need to move this out the way. But yeah, so basically, I would love to continue to do VTubing as like a full-time thing, but I think I'd have a much higher chance making a... Why can I not get up here? I'd have a much higher chance making a living for myself, dropping this and going full-time music instead. At least at the moment, right? If I had to make that decision now, which I'm not doing, because I want to continue doing this as well. Like, I've struck a healthy balance, right? At this point, I'm very happy with the balance between those three things of making, doing live stream content, making my own music as video content, and then helping other people with their music, whether that's mixing, whether that's making an instrumental, whether that's vocal tune timing, you name it, right? I really like the balance between those three, but obviously, if I look at like my income from the last month, like my first full month as a like full-time creator, like the actual VTubing portion, so YouTube and Twitch, brought in probably about like 20%. But when it comes to the amount of time that they took, I think I need to properly keep track of it, and I probably should start like actually writing all of this down in the future. But like this channel probably accounts for like 60 to 80% of my time, while only accounting for like 20% of my earnings, right? And right now, that is perfectly viable. I don't have the immediate need to change that, and I'm very happy with how I've done in that first month. But I should probably just... Can I drop this ladder somewhere? No, I can't, but I can do that and then just use this instead. I feel like that'd be significantly easier. Hello? Get me up the stairs, thank you. I need a better nozzle. Equipment. Increase the area of effect while maintaining maximum pressure. What's the difference between these two? Oh, I can't use that. Let's buy both of those. Oh, that works. What about this one? Wait, which one is it? I bought another one. Oh, is that not for this power washer? Is that for this one? No. Oh, it's the extension. Wait, what? Length extenders are I thought I just bought one. Did I not? I bought the blue one. I need to buy the red one. Short extension. Long extension, that's the one. There it is. Oh, much better. What the fuck was I talking about again? Right, like, I want to continue doing this VTubing thing, specifically because I do think I have the potential to grow enough at some point to have this be a viable portion of my, like, career, right? And I don't think that I will ever do this full-time. I think I will always do music on the side, or at least have music be a big part of my content, right? I don't think that will ever change. Because I think if I had to do just this, for like the next 10 years of my life, I think I would go crazy. I would definitely. It's why I've been enjoying myself so much. It's just because of how many different things I'm getting up to, which is so much more reasonable. Can you just like walk off, please? Hello? There we go. Can I like rotate these things? Ah, scroll wheel. Fantastic. Yeah, like having that variety is definitely what's been making it significantly easier for me to keep everything going. And I've had like 1 or 2 weeks where I've not really been feeling it, but hey, you know, that's the thing with a job, right? If you have to do something to earn the funds that you need to live, there's always gonna be times where you're not gonna want to do something, right? And I want a yogurt tube. So true, Martha. But yeah, that's just the nature of a job. No matter how much you enjoy your job, there's always gonna be portions of it that just don't really hit well. I was thinking about, I was talking about this a couple days ago when I was finishing up the homeostasis cover that I uploaded yesterday. I love working on music, but once I have finished the actual music piece, the work is only like 60% done. Because then I need to make a video. I need to make sure that the music is available for download, so I need to export it in a bunch of different formats. I need to set up the metadata of all these files. I need to make thumbnails for these videos. I need to upload them to like 3 different platforms. I need to make a special version of the video specifically for Twitter and social media platforms, so that I can like get people to listen. There's so much additional work that needs to be done before I can actually upload a video. It's so much more than just making music. Like, making music is 60% of it. And that's, I guess, the part that I really, not necessarily dislike, but sometimes I just really don't feel like it. Because it's just like, that's not what I came here to do. I came here to make music, and now the music is done, so I want to upload it. But it's not as simple as that, right? So that's, I guess, the part that I... where's your music available for purchase if they are? Okay, so all of my music is uploaded directly to YouTube. And for basically all of my music, there's a link in the description that takes you to a website called Gumroad. You can download the music there for free in MP3 quality. MP3 is basically compressed versions of the music. And by compressed, it basically means lower file size, but it takes out a tiny bit of quality to compensate for that. It's the typical format, right? And everyone's familiar with MP3s. And then if you want the lossless version, so the high quality, uncompressed version of the music, you can pay a small fee for that. But otherwise, you can download everything that you want for free, and it is all pay what you want. For the, it's pay what you want for the lossless downloads, because basically all of my music is like covers and remixes, and I'm not allowed by copyright law to directly sell that. And by using Gumroad or by using channel memberships is one of the only ways that I can get around that, because then people are giving me some money to support me, and then in return they are getting a couple of perks out of it. rather than straight up just buying that music, because buying that music, obviously I don't have the copyright. I don't hold the copyright of that music because it's not, the original piece is not mine. So that's why I'm not, like, able to directly sell any of that stuff. But yeah, that's where my stuff is available. So you can listen to everything on YouTube. A lot of my work is on streaming services. A lot of it is under a different name. I used to have a different name for my channel. If you want to find what that name was, it is not difficult to find. And I only rebranded to Rosa Nagashi about, God, it's been almost exactly 2 months since my debut as Rosa Nagashi. Fuck, yeah, it has. The 29th, so that's like, what, this Friday? Yeah, this Friday, is my 2-month anniversary as a VTuber. And I used to publish music under a different name, because that used to be my username on all the games that I play. And by all the games that I play, I specifically mean Destiny 2, because that was the only fucking game that I played. And that was basically, all of my music was that game. I was a Destiny musician. And around the middle of last year, is when and not even middle of last year, like early last year, is when I realized, okay, if I want to continue being a creator, I gotta start doing other things. And I didn't necessarily, like, think that I would stop doing Destiny stuff outright, and I'm still not planning to. I'm still, like, literally 5 minutes before this stream started, I was in conversation, with a friend of mine, to set up a Destiny event on my channel that is happening in a couple of months, somewhere late May, early June. Because obviously Final Shape, the next expansion, is coming out soon, and I have hosted listening parties of the soundtrack every single year ever since, like, what, 2021? Or no, ever since 2020, I think. Did I do Beyond Light? Yeah, no, we did Beyond Light. So, yeah, I've been... do you sometimes create original music? I only have once. There's a single piece of music out there that I have published that is original, and even that is still, the way that piece of music came to be is, whenever Destiny releases or even, like, reveals a new expansion, they obviously have a trailer for it, right? And in that trailer, at the very end, they always put a little melody, and that is the main melody for that next expansion. And what I wanted to do is, I was like, okay, we have these few notes, right? We have the few notes of this melody. I want to essentially turn this into a full piece of music to kind of have, like, my own version of what I think music for that expansion would sound like. So that's what I did. Meaning that it is technically not entirely original, because it is based on one existing melody that was, let's see, how many fucking notes was it? 5 notes. It was based on 5 notes. But I'm, like, willing to call that original just because, you know, original melodies practically don't exist anymore, right? I'm pretty sure Lightfall being so bad had something to do with it. Honestly, no, I don't think so. I've done a lot of thinking about Destiny the last few months, and Lightfall's story was bad. I will 100% agree with you on that, but I don't think that is where the fatigue for this game for so many people has come from. Because that's what it is. It's fatigue. It is not people are... it's not that people didn't like the most recent content update. It is that people are tired of the game as a whole because of stagnation, right? And I think even if Lightfall was a fantastic expansion and had a fantastic story and it got like 10 out of 10 reviews across the board, I think Destiny would still be in the state that it was today. Or that it is today. I think not much would have changed. It's just what happens when you have a franchise that has been running for almost 10 years. And the formula hasn't changed, right? It's still very much the same game that we played 9 years ago. Sure, there's new features and there's new story elements, there's a lot of new things to use, but okay, you're just saying an exaggerated version of fatigued. You're fucking sick of it. Yeah, you are tired of playing it. That is what fatigued. That's what fatigue is. So, like, I think this was always gonna happen, and I don't think that there was that much that could have been done to prevent that from happening. And here's why I think so. Destiny was never made to be the game that it is today. Destiny was made as a new franchise that was going to get a new game once every 2 to 3 years, and in between it would receive like 1 or 2 major content updates that would add a couple of extra things to the game. But that was it, right? That was the original vision for Destiny, and that was the original vision for Destiny 2. It was just supposed to be the second Destiny game. With, you know, the occasional content update to keep the series relevant while the next game was being worked on. They messed up when they decided to make it a live service game. See, I don't think they did. I don't think that was a mistake. I just think that some of the decisions they made after deciding they wanted Destiny to be a live service game were a mistake. I think the general idea of turning Destiny into a live service was something that the game was always kind of born to become. It was, yeah, it already had live service elements, like you had weekly resets, right? Every single week, your raids would reset, your rewards on a lot of different vendors would reset, and you could go and grab more of them, right? So it already kind of had that format, and then starting in like House of Wolves on every Friday, we would get trials for PvP, right? Do I have both of those shoelaces done? Yeah. So I think Destiny was always gonna exist more as a live service game than as a box product. It always kind of was, and I think the decision to transition to full-on live service was not inherently a bad idea. Where I think they made their mistakes is by not making a new game first. Because Destiny 2 was built to be a game that lasted about 3 years, and then it could be scrapped, so the service could remain on, but that would be the end of service for Destiny 2. And then there would be the next game, and that was the original plan. And I think they should have kept going with that original plan until they were able to get a new game out there that was designed from the ground up to be compatible with the live service format. Where the fuck did my ladder go? Why did you go there? No, that's not where I wanted you to go. Give me my ladder. There we go. Because the problem now became, and we've seen this over the years, is eventually the game got to a point where the developers couldn't reasonably support it with additional content anymore, because the game had gotten too big, bigger than it was ever intended to become, The weapons were too powerful because they just kept making more and more powerful weapons because they thought, oh, after 3 years, it doesn't matter that like all the most recent weapons we made are the most powerful because when we get to a new game, we start with a clean slate, right? And then it doesn't matter that some of the stuff that we released is maybe a little too overpowered because like we'll wipe it clean and we'll start from scratch again, just like last time. So that caused 2 of the most controversial decisions in Destiny's history to this day. The first one being weapon sunsetting, because Destiny 2 was going to continue. They didn't decide to make a new game. And as a result, a lot of the weapons were too powerful. They were just simply too good. And they could spend a lot of time refining and rebalancing everything, but that would be a Sisyphean effort. Because every time new stuff would release, and that new stuff would have to be balanced again. There would be more and more weapons, and the amount of total usable weapons in the game would go up exponentially over the next few years. And that's why they had to do weapon sunsetting. And I actually think, I hold the controversial opinion that canceling weapon sunsetting was one of the worst decisions that Bungie has ever made. Not because sunsetting was implemented well. I think sunsetting was implemented very poorly. But it was also a necessary evil. Because we're seeing the same thing again now, right? The most recent few seasons have all had weapons that, I'll be honest, I don't really care about those weapons because I already have fantastic weapons, and the only time that I do care about a new weapon is if it is a better version of something I already have. And almost never is it because it is something completely new that we have never seen before that is also really good. Like they recently had, obviously with Witch Queen, they introduced glaives, which are a really cool concept, and I do not give a shit about them. I think they are cool weapons, but I do not see any use for them, and therefore I have never been excited about any glaive ever. I've never really, like, jumped up for joy for the ability to use a new glaive, right? And same thing with, like, we had a rocket sidearm, a rocket pistol in the most recent new dungeon. We had 2 of them. We had a legendary one and an exotic one. And outside of maybe GMs, could never see myself use one. The game is too saturated. And that is Destiny's biggest problem right now. The game is too saturated. Everywhere. And that's what has led to the fatigue that players are feeling right now. Is that, as Dado put it, in... God, what was it? Season of Dawn was 2019 into early 2020. We're talking well over 4 years ago at this point. As Dado put it back then, and this statement still holds true to this day, Destiny 2, there is so much to do, and yet none of it matters. That was his verdict on the game 4 years ago. There's so much to do, and none of it matters. And that right there, slowly creeping up on people, has been the #1 reason for the fatigue that people have experienced over the last few months. Is just the ultimate version of that. The content is too repetitive, specifically for someone who hates grinding the same activity again and again, not varied enough. Yeah, a lack of variety is also definitely part of it. I don't think it is the reason, because I don't mind stuff being slightly less varied. I always liked the act of farming in this game. I always did. I always enjoyed the farming aspect of this game. Wow, we're at 98%. What do we still need? Give me my ladder. Ooh. Ball. There we go, I need to take off my extension. Yeah, I feel like the main issue has legitimately just been that, Destiny kind of has missed the why, for a while now, because a lot of people play games to have fun. I dare say most people play games to have fun. And Destiny is inherently a pretty fun game. I'd even go as far as to say it is a pretty damn good game. What the fuck do I still need that I'm at 99%? I need one window somewhere. It's not this one. Is it this window? No. This one? No. That one? Oh, no, there's a window frame. Not fully clear. People want to have fun. Grinding can be a fun thing for some, but if not the case, grinding comes without a good reward. Yeah. Like, one of my favorite things to do in Destiny has always been play raids with friends. There's the window. There it is. All right. Boot walls, 2 of them. This one isn't entirely clean. Oh, I missed that window. All right. This has gone by a lot faster than I thought it would. We're literally not even an hour in. Okay, that's both of those done. That boot wall's done. This one isn't. Bum, 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 bum. I'm literally not seeing any additional filth on that wall. Am I blind? Okay, cool. There's one more boot wall somewhere. Not these, not that one. Not this one. Here it is, that one. Really? Where? Hey, Cloud, what's up? Right, window frames. I am missing 1 window frame. You kidding me? A single one? It's probably one up on the higher floors, isn't it? It's probably that one. No, it's not. I think people are just naturally moving on to newer and better things. I don't think that's it. Like, I don't think that Destiny is a bad game. I just think that it is an unhealthy game to be the only game that you play. And the way that Bungie has treated Destiny over the last 4 years or so is very much as a game that should be the thing that you play every day. And that is simply not working anymore. Which fucking window frame is it? There's also 4 wooden trims, and I have no idea which one. Oh, that's one of them, apparently. This one. I don't see any filth. Yeah, a game doesn't have to be bad for people to outgrow it. I think that Bungie is taking a step in the right direction. by switching to the episode model, which is that there's just one new update every 6 weeks, rather than having to log in weekly. There's new stuff to do every 6 weeks, and you can do that, and then you can log off and come back 6 weeks later. I feel like that model, if they execute it well, could be very healthy for the game. Which fucking window frame am I missing? I swear to God. It's not that one. I'm missing one window frame, and I don't know which one. It's not that one. It's not that one. It's not that one. Not this one. It's not this one. Hold up. Counting. 1. Oh my God, it's on the fucking door. Are you kidding me? Jesus Christ. All right, now I'm just missing 3 wooden trims. Where those are? Good fucking question. I've already apparently cleared 20 of them. That's one of them. Oh, come on, get up. I just need the ladder. There we go, that's one. This one. That's 2. One more. Hey, Derek, what's up? Yeah, I think that just, with how many live service games have been coming out over the last few years, live service only works if that game asks for as much of your time as possible. Every single live service game wants you to play it every single day. Just the entire time, right? And that is inherently unhealthy, because if every game wants every second of your attention, there's a shortage of attention, right? There's a lack of attention. Forest Cottage, let's do the bungalow. Like any other game, live service game should have an expiration date. I don't think so. First of all, like any other game, no game should have an expiration date. Do you have more blush turned on? Apparently I did. Good catch. I did not catch that myself. But good fucking catch. I had that toggled on, apparently. Yeah. You are indeed correct. But yeah, like every live service game is fighting for your attention, and that is an inherently unhealthy thing, because there is not enough attention from people out there, to give, right? People only have 100% of their attention to give. And the chances that people are going to give all of that to a single game in today's day and age is low. Back in the day, that was significantly more likely, right? You had games like World of Warcraft taking away like thousands of hours of people's lives, right? They would get home from either their job or from college or wherever it was they were going, and they would play World of Warcraft, right? And that was kind of like one of the first games that really had that feeling. RuneScape was another one of them. Even Minecraft, right? How many of you played exclusively a game like RuneScape or Minecraft or Roblox as a kid every single day and played nearly nothing else? How many people out there were doing that? Because back then people had the attention spans for that, because also gaming was not that massive yet. Right? It was big, don't get me wrong, but it's a little different with how it is now. Like 12, like 10 to 20 years later, right? The reason why I think live service games kind of came, like the live service boom kind of came at the wrong time. Obviously it came during COVID, right? Live service games started taking off massively during the pandemic, and for good reason. Everyone was locked inside their homes. Everyone suddenly had a shitload of time on their hands. Minecraft was just a good game that didn't ask you to play it every day. Yeah, but you did, right? It was the kind of game that didn't need your attention, but like a lot of live service games don't need your daily attention, but they certainly are rewarding if they do give you your daily attention. And how many like Minecraft servers had stuff like daily login rewards and events and things like that, things that would get you to log in every day. Minecraft itself inherently, no, but the creative aspect of the game definitely did have that incentive. Right? But what's changed now is, now that the pandemic is over and we have so many different forms of media and entertainment, right? You can watch entire movies with a thing in your pocket. You can play games with a thing in your pocket. You can watch 5-second videos for 10 hours straight with a thing in your pocket. Want to play a game? There's thousands of free-to-play games out there that you can download, or hell, even game streaming is a thing now. You can just stream a game from like GeForce Now or xCloud. Want to play a game? Sure, click one button. You can play it right now. The access that people have to media is significantly higher than it used to be. And with how easy it is to switch your attention to a different piece of media, people are just less susceptible to live service games. Because if, like, in the year of our Lord 2024, it is a crime to be bored. Right? Have any of you ever felt that? That if you are ever bored, especially on like your day off, that it just feels like you are wasting every second of your time and that it feels awful? It's a crime to be bored in today's day and age. And live service games simply can't make enough content for someone to not get bored. Like people would have to make content as quickly as people consume it, which obviously is never going to happen, because making something is always harder than consuming it, right? Even if you make something that is so replayable that people can be playing it for months and months on end without you having to put any updates out, getting to that point where you have this piece of content that can be played so often takes a lot of time and takes a lot of research to even get there. So the amount of hours that were put into that still probably don't outweigh the amount of hours that people spend on it, and people will be bored before the next thing that you release comes out. What you're seeing a lot of live service games do now, if you look at like Helldivers 2, what they've done is they've made months upon months of content updates. They are already done. Many of them are already in the game, and they're just not accessible yet. They have, to the best of my knowledge, their first year of content already done. And the only reason that they're able to keep themselves afloat is because there is new shit to do every single week, because they've spent the last however many years making all of that stuff in advance. and they're essentially selling a box product to you that is time gated, right? Because Helldivers is no longer a live service in the sense that the developers are constantly working on updates. Like, yes, they still are, but all of the updates that you are seeing now were done the moment you installed the game, right? Those things have been in place ever since the day that game came out. So you're not really playing a live service game, you are playing a box product that has been time gated with a lot of research put behind what to release when, to make sure that your attention is kept for just long enough every time that in between those updates, your attention is just running out, and then they release a new thing, right? And that's how live service games are starting to work now, is instead of making updates and releasing them as they get done, all of that gets done in advance. And we are essentially back to square one, because we're just making box product games again now. Yeah, it's sprinkled to have players come back regularly. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Because that's how they keep their player count up, that's how they make their money. Obviously, Helldivers has an in-game cash shop. Now, it's had one of the nicer monetization models in live service gaming history, because the premium currency is fully grindable by players that don't spend an additional dime outside of just the premium to buy the game, right? The $40, however much it is. But it has monetization, right? And like recently, they released a new pass, a new premium pass, and people who grind it enough are probably able to buy it without spending any money. But a lot of people probably did spend money on that. And they could keep releasing those new passes, but if there wasn't any new content to go along with it, people wouldn't be buying those passes, right? People would not even log in for them because they're like, oh, why would I log in for new cosmetics if there's no new content to use it in, right? And credit to the Helldivers team, they have thought of all of that, as you can clearly see, because Helldivers player numbers are not really dwindling. They are staying as high as they have been since launch. Sure, there have been some highs and lows, but like, the excitement around that game has not faded. And that's what live service games are headed towards right now, and that's why, to completely come back to where this conversation started, that's why I think Bungie made a mistake with how they transitioned Destiny into a live service product. I don't think transitioning to a live service product inherently was a bad decision. I think it was a good decision that made sense for what Destiny was at the time and what it is now. Because it already had that kind of model, just instead of having frequent updates, they would be like twice a year. You'd have this big update that you could pay for, and then that was it, right? So it was a natural evolution of what they had. It made sense for the game that they had. And yeah, like, sure, I have zero issues with that. But what I do think is the biggest problem is that they had to lock themselves down into a format. They had to adapt their game into a format that they, as developers, weren't used to, the players weren't used to, and the game itself wasn't built for. We were used to getting a new destination with a campaign and a whole bunch of things available to play at once. And when their first proper piece of live service content dropped, which was back in December of 2018, it was Season of the Forge, or Black Armory, however you want to call it, people were confused because there were no new story missions to really play. There was no new destination. There were new areas on existing destinations, but there was no new destination. There were only a handful of new weapons, and there was a roadmap with stuff that would release later down the line. And people were not used to that, because people were used to getting Forsaken, and even the smaller expansions like Warmind, House of Wolves, where on the day of the update, there would be a whole bunch of things that dropped that they could play, and then like a week or two later, they would have maybe a raid, or like a new activity, or like a new difficulty of something, and then that would be it. Oh my god. How am I supposed to, like, get into that? From back here, maybe? There we go. Yeah, like, people weren't used to that. And Bungie has essentially spent the last few years figuring out a format that works for Destiny, but they haven't really had the time to do that, because while they've been figuring out which format works, they've had to continue making the game. Right? They've had to continue developing Destiny, even while they were trying out these new things. And by having both of those things run in parallel, their velocity is slow. If the players have feedback that something needs changing, the amount of time that it takes to get from that feedback to something in the game that addresses it, that time is too long, because there was no time taken in advance to set up proper pipelines for these things, because they didn't have the time to do that. They had to continue making content for the game, because if they stopped making content, they couldn't fund the next piece of content, right? They got stuck in that cycle. Oh, my music has stopped. Can we do that again, please? Thank you. Just get back to the start. You have to go. Goodbye, chat. Have a nice day. Have a good day, Savile. I appreciate you coming around again. I hope you have a great rest of your Monday. What was I saying? Right, yeah. They never really had the time to put these things in place. Because if they stopped to actually think about those things, they would run into the issue of, well, if we are stopping and taking the time to think about those things and developing these new pipelines so that we can be more responsive in the future, that comes at the cost of new content. And if there is no new content, there is no funding to make new content, right? Destiny is a game that lives paycheck to paycheck. And obviously with the layoff news that we had in October, and with the news that Destiny was like missing 70% of its sales target, like it's visible that the game lives paycheck to paycheck. And so if they have to essentially say, okay, we're gonna have to take a pay cut so that we can spend more time on refining things, they can't do that, because then there won't be enough revenue to even finish refining those things, right? And that's kind of the state that Destiny has been stuck in. And what I'm hoping, and because I'm not the type of person that is like, oh, I'm so done with Destiny, I'm so done with Bungie, I hope it fails. No, I don't hope it fails. Destiny is a massive part of my identity. It's a massive part of my life, and it still is to this day. Like, I still played the game somewhat recently, because I have some friends that are still, like, enjoying playing it regularly, and I really enjoy spending time with a lot of those friends. And I enjoy playing the game with them just because it is essentially, it's our quality time together, right? So I don't hope that Destiny fails. I hope it succeeds. I hope that they can find, like, they can find that grip and get into the velocity that, I hate to bring it up, games like Fortnite have found. Fortnite has found a consistent release schedule with consistently new things added that keep people's attentions for long enough, not necessarily that people are playing it daily every single day and it's their main game, but at least that people will log in for every new season, right? And that's what I hope Bungie can achieve with their episode model, is that they can find a pattern that makes sense for them, and that they can get into that rhythm that will keep players engaged for enough that they will buy the new content every couple of months, but not enough that it is an unhealthy obsession that you need to have to be able to actually enjoy the game to the fullest. And that's what I hope the episode model does. And I genuinely hope that that succeeds, and I wish them the absolute best when it comes to that. 'Cause at the end of the day, I'd be sad to see the thing that shaped me fall apart. I've been, like, quite sad about it over the last couple of months, of, like, the fact that I'm not enjoying logging in daily anymore really made me kind of sad, because that was something that I used to enjoy a lot, and I've made so many memories with so many different people across multiple years of my life, right? That's not just something that you forget, right? That changes you. And that change has been, like, universally positive for me. I wouldn't be making music and posting that music publicly if it wasn't for Destiny igniting connecting me with people who liked similar things. I still talk to these people almost daily, friends that I've made through making and having a passion for the music of this franchise. And I would be sad if the thing that caused us to be friends in the first place were to break down, and that wouldn't exist anymore, that wouldn't be there anymore. Clean driveway. We're already 61%. I think we'll finish this one, and then we'll call the stream. I feel like that would be a good amount of time. We'd probably be here for about an hour and a half. Probably about 2 hours. A little more than that. There we go. The extension is just so much more helpful since you can just stand a bit further away. But yeah, like, one of my favorite, hell, no, not one of, my favorite gaming memory of all time, and Destiny isn't my favorite game of all time, because Destiny, I feel like in order to say that something is your favorite game of all time, that you need to kind of have finished it, and I don't feel like I've finished Destiny. And I don't think that I ever will feel that I have finished Destiny. Maybe after Final Shape, I'll feel satisfied. But that's why Destiny is not on that list for me. But my favorite memory in gaming of all time is 2022. I think it was February, or no, it was March. Was it March 2nd? March 3rd? I think it was March 3rd. March 3rd, 2022, the release of the Vow of the Disciple raid. It was the Witch Queen expansion. It was, first of all, the expansion itself was praised to be one of the best Destiny expansions of all time. The campaign was fantastic. The new destination looked gorgeous. A lot of the system changes were great. Overall, Witch Queen was almost universally positive when it first came out. Did I do this wall? Yeah, I did. I need to go up now. And that raid was the first time that I'd cleared day 1 raids before that. I cleared Deepstone Crypt, I cleared Vault of Glass in Destiny 2. So raiding on day 1 was not a new thing for me. But this was the first time that the raid race was definitely a bit harder. A lot of teams got stuck on Encounter 2 or Encounter 3 or the final boss and just had to give up. They ended up extending the raid race by an additional 24 hours because of server issues. So in the second day, from hours 25 till 48 onward, a lot of better players helped out the players who were new to a day 1 to still get their clears, which I think was lovely. I think that's what day 1 raids should be all about, and they shouldn't be about exclusivity. I think they should be about helping others, which is why I've always been an advocate for the 48-hour raid race, because it actually allows for people to figure, like, it allows for the best players to figure out the best strategies and then pass those strategies on to players who are a little less adept at the game, and then they can clear it on the second day. And I think that that's fantastic. But for VOW specifically, we were all just locked in, right? It still took us 15 hours, which is a pretty long time, when, like, World's First was cleared in, I think, 7 hours or so. So it was still a pretty long time, but it was such a fantastic raid to experience blind and having to figure everything out, having to get names for all those different symbols in an entirely new kind of environment that we'd never been in before, right after such a phenomenal start to an expansion, was just like, people can play games for 15 hours and not go insane. See, but that's the thing. For some reason, when I do day 1 raids, that's not the feeling that I have. At least not unless the raid is like absolute bullshit, right? I know a lot of people who disliked King's Fall's raid race, myself included, because you had to clear the raid twice, you had to clear all of these additional challenges, and it was just not fun to do for, I think it was like 15, 16 hours straight that we were stuck in that. That was, by definition, not fun. But for VOW, that was different. For VOW, it was genuinely just constant excitement. We felt constant improvement. There was never really a time during those 15 hours where I felt that we had stagnated and that we weren't making any additional progress and that we were not gonna be able to do it. There wasn't a single time during those 15 hours where I felt close to giving up, because we were making progress constantly. And sure, sometimes there would be times where we had like half an hour to an hour of attempts where we just didn't really get anywhere, but there were always things that we were slowly getting more consistent at. And it was always different things, and sometimes we would like lose ourselves a little bit in something and things would go worse for a little bit. But there was always light at the end of the tunnel, and that's what I feel like keeps those raid races going for me personally, is that light at the end of the tunnel. Because that's just, that is the thing that keeps you motivated. And that's how we were able to make it through those 15 hours. And I wouldn't trade that experience for anything. Because that was the best and most fun experience I've ever had playing video games. Was those 15 hours. Especially because they were all incredibly close friends. Some of them I had known for literally years. I'm doing all right, G. Welcome in, welcome in. For a lot of those people, I had been friends with for years. Like, the first person in that group of people that I met, his name is Henry, I met in fall of 2019. It was around October 2019. And this raid race was in March of 2022, right? And at that point, you know, we'd gone through an entire lockdown where we were all playing with each other daily because we were stuck inside our homes, right? I'm back. What's to talk about now? I'm talking about that one time that I played Destiny 2 for 15 hours straight when a new raid came out to beat it on the first day, and that was my favorite video game experience and memory of all time. That's what I'm talking about right now. By the way, we are doing another raid race. The raid race is coming back in June. June 4th is when Final Shape comes out. I should probably talk about that. So, I know that as a creator, I stepped away from Destiny around the summer of last year. I stopped making videos about Destiny. I think I made one more about Crota's End, but I stopped making videos about Destiny. I stopped streaming the game, and I did like one additional Destiny stream in December when the new dungeon came out, but that was it. Outside of that, I kind of stepped away from the game, content-wise. That is changing. Temporarily. Because on June 4th, Final Shape releases, and I want to have one final time, or at least one more time. Maybe we'll have that time again in the future. Maybe I won't burn out from the game, and I actually want to have it be a part of a game that I can consistently make content for without it being the only thing that I do. Because I don't want that again. I don't want Destiny to be the only thing that I do anymore. I've fallen down that trap once. I'm not doing that again. But I want to at least one more time have the full experience. And by full experience, that means the following. I am going to be preparing in the game in the month leading up to the Final Shape. I'm going to be doing everything that I can to get as prepared as possible. There will probably be a few Destiny streams over the course of that month. Then I want to do a special event. Obviously, I'm known as the Destiny Music Gal, right? I was always that one that completed quickly. Holy fuck, I guess we're gonna do another thing, because I'm clearing these quickly as hell. We're at 99%. Now we're probably missing quite a few, like, nitpicky things, but that's whatever. Yeah, I've always been known as the Destiny Music Gal, right? And the past 4 years, I have hosted these listening parties, we listen to the entire soundtrack of the game. Or the entire new soundtrack. This gutter I've missed. We listen to the new music all in one go, me and a call with a couple of my friends, that I've all made through listening to and being excited about Destiny music. That's where I made those friends, and I will be doing that stream with them. Because that feels right. Where the fuck is the... Oh, is it up top? Is that part of the same gutter? Probably is, isn't it? I want to do that again, but this year I want to do it a little more extravagant. Obviously, some of the composers at Bungie got laid off, and they are a big part of why I enjoyed Destiny's music as much as I did. What the fuck is bricks? Oh, bricks is the lower part. Got it. Okay. And because these composers were laid off, posts for, are those here outside? No, I've already cleaned 2. Oh, it's the sides. Okay. No big deal. I want to do a listening party of the entire Destiny discography. From the game's launch in 2014 all the way up until Final Shape. This is going to be a multi-day event. We are currently, and by we I mean Liam, a friend of mine, is currently compiling the entire Destiny discography. Released music, unreleased music, extended versions, everything. This is probably going to take multiple days to get through. But I want to do it. Because I think it would be fun. And we're going to be doing that in the week before Final Shape. I plan to have this as an open VC kind of thing. I will be talking to a bunch of my friends. I will be inviting them to be a part of this. Kind of as like a not necessarily a podcast kind of thing, but also kind of. I will be sitting in a VC in my server that I will give other people that have like an adequate knowledge of Destiny music access to. And these people, really? Okay, these people are gonna help me, listen to everything. And they can hop in whenever they want to. I will be there the entire time, which is gonna be hell for me. But I'm willing to go through it. And then eventually, we will end it with the listening party of the Final Shape. Which will be at the very end of everything, on the last day before the expansion releases. Obviously, the soundtrack will come out, and we will all listen to it together for the first time. After that's done, obviously, the day after that, Final Shape is going to release. And when Final Shape releases, I'm going to be playing it on stream every day. And I do truly mean every day. I need to be as prepared for this raid race as possible. I'm not gonna competitively try and get a world's first or anything. Our team isn't about that. Our team's main goal is just, we want to clear it. No matter what, we want to clear it by the end of everything. We want to be done. And I'm going to try my hardest to be as prepared as I could possibly be to get that done. So I will be playing almost daily. Whenever I'm online in the game, I will be online on YouTube. I will be streaming. And I will be documenting every single part of the process to get from expansion launch to beating the raid. Because I want to have that experience one time properly. Because I actually never have had that experience properly. I've always streamed on launch day. I streamed the watch party. Are the raids that hard? Yes. What they do in Destiny for the raids, on the first day of its release, or more recently the first 2 days, they activate what is called contest mode. While contest mode is active, all enemies in the raid are locked at 20 levels above you. No matter how hard you level, no matter how hard you level in that game, on the raid, during the launch day, you will always be 20 levels underleveled, no matter what. And on top of that, you have to figure out the actual mechanics of the raid, while in that environment, right? I feel like I need to, like, buy some fucking cleaning liquid or something. First I need equipment. I need the red soap nozzle. There we go, the Urban X2 soap nozzle. And then I need cleaning liquids. This would be metal cleaner, right? Yeah, it would be. Yeah, that goes significantly faster. Look at that. Yeah, the inside of the tire was instantly done. Yeah, but I just want to have that full experience of going from expansion launch to raid launch in one go, on stream, covering everything. Because that's kind of my send-off for the game. If that is truly the last expansion that I will ever play actively, I want to do it well. This game has been a massive part of my identity for the better part of my life, and I want to honor that, if that makes sense. I want to give it the send-off that it deserves from myself mentally, because I could not just abandon the game. I could not just stop right now and just be done with it forever. Because that would be, I would be sad by that. I would be saddened by that. Because because of how much of a part it has played in my life. Damn, that is fucking shiny. God damn, I did that well. There we go. Sorry, I'm getting lost in the power washing right now. God, there's so many, like, tiny sections on this shit. I enjoy the bigger ones a lot more, but I have to actually pay attention for this. The mission you saw me play last time, was that in December? Because that was a dungeon. A dungeon is essentially a 3-player raid. Stakes are significantly lower. Yeah, stakes are significantly lower. You aren't put at a level disadvantage on the first day. It's significantly more chill and a lot more casual friendly. But that's essentially like a mini raid that you do with 3 people. Rather than an actual raid, which is with 6 people. And 6 people is legitimately, like, probably the hardest part about the day 1 raids, is that you have to be with 6 people, you all have to perform, you all have to contribute, because otherwise, you're failing. Right? Everybody has to contribute equally. Everyone has their own role. Everyone has their own task that they need to do in order for everything to go successfully. And that is probably the hardest part. But it's also the most fun part, because of course it is. It's figuring that out between the 6 of you and actually, like, slowly making progress, finding out which roles different people are good at, switching things up until you find out the strategy that works for your team is... I can't really describe. It is legitimately an indescribable feeling. It is, I cannot describe how much happiness those moments bring me. And I am not ready to let that go yet. I want to continue, having those moments for at least one more time. There we go, that's the trunk finally done. God, this one is precise. Where the fuck is the last bit? Can I can't really do much more than this. That counted as body, that didn't count as shelf. Yeah, this counts as shelf. There we go, finally. But yeah, I also want to do that listening party, because that listening party is, oh my god, y'all, that is gonna be, especially if you are an actual Destiny player, I'm gonna try my hardest to make that week so much fun. I'm not just gonna have it be, we'll put on a playlist and talk about music for 4 days straight. No, I actually want to have genuinely make it an event, right? That, the entire Destiny community, but specifically the Destiny music community, can really, like, get behind. That is my goal. That is my goal for this event. And that's gonna be a little difficult. I'm gonna have to do a lot of planning, and I've already started doing that slowly in the background. That's one of the projects I was talking about when I said that, I was gonna be doing a few weeks of simple streams, so I could work on some bigger projects in the background. I'm just gonna buy some more fucking cleaning liquid. Let's just get multi-purpose cleaner. Yeah, I genuinely want to make that an event that the entire community could rally behind. Because I feel like that's important. I feel like a lot of people are looking for a send-off like that. And I want to be one of the people that provides that. I want to be one of the people that provides the avenue for that send-off that people are looking for, if people are looking for it. So many different things that need, like, the tiniest additional amount, and there's not much left up here. Okay, that's that. Down here. Oh, it's so close. There we go. Oh my god. Now we need this little thing. Oh, the bumper wasn't done. Oh, now it is. Oh, there's the hinge. That all looks clean. It's just this. Couple of small things here. What's left? Oh, down there? I don't want to open my menu. I kind of want to do this naturally. What's left? I'm gonna do it anyway. Door hinges. Oh my god, really? What else? Canopy hinges. Really? You're not done? Jesus. Door handles. Thought I did all of those. No, I guess I didn't. Bit of a tire there that I didn't do. Headlights. The headlights here at the front? Oh, these, the smaller ones. Yeah, I've done those two. I am not fucking seeing it. Oh, I apparently got that one. Oh, there we go. Horns. Oh my god, it's such a tiny amount. There we go. Hubcaps. Where the fuck is the hubcap? And then wing mirrors. I thought I did both of those. Oh, there's two more. Oh, the two on this side. Did I not finish the two on this side? I didn't. Okay, where the fuck is the hubcap? I don't know what a hubcap is. Apparently cleared 99% of it. Oh, this. There we go. Fantastic. All right. But yeah, so that's something that I want to do later down the line. I have a couple of other fun big projects lined up, obviously. But I'm not gonna talk about those because I'm not ready to talk about those yet. I will talk about those later when they're actually done. One is actually very not too far in the future, so that's gonna be fun. I know today's stream has been a little bit short, but it was always intended for it to be short. Because I just wanted to take a little day to be a bit chill, you know? Because I have had very busy weeks, obviously, and I just want to have some time to relax. Tomorrow's stream is also very much going to be kind of a relaxing stream, because we're going to be playing Risk of Rain. Also, I am just, like, mentally resetting myself, because Wednesday we have the new Honkai Star Rail quest, and I'm gonna need all of my brain power for that one. Because, not only am I gonna have to do a lot of deducing, on, like, theorizing and all that, but also, like, I'm probably gonna have my heart broken, like, another 3 times or something. So, I need my brain energy for that one. But, for now, that does mean that I am going to leave you all once again, and I will be back tomorrow with some Risk of Rain. I will send you all over to that waiting room, so if you are excited and like Risk of Rain and want to see me play more of it, just like I did 2 weeks ago, make sure to ding that bell so you get a notification for it. Join the Discord, all that usual jazz, if you are not there already. And then I hope that you all have a lovely and cozy rest of your afternoon or evening or morning if you are somewhere down under. And then I will talk to all of you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.